proud of our city, and in the face of a historic pandemic, and as we continue to fight against the many issues the city has faced over the decades, we still have great people doing great things in our city and our community, and we should be proud. One of those persons is the executive director of the YWCA, and at this time I'd certainly like to bring her and another young lady who's with her up. That would be Karen Jones and Michelle Johnson. For 100 years, YWCA has meant a lot to this community, and we're certainly proud of the accomplishments that they've made, and we want to give Karen as well as Michelle an opportunity to share some of those with you as they celebrate their 100th anniversary. Karen, Michelle, thank you.
Well, thank you, Mayor Prince, and good afternoon to all the citizens of Gary. I am just so excited to be here this afternoon to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the YWCA of Northwest Indiana. It is not every day that an organization becomes 100 years old. In 1920, there were a group of women under the direction of Cassie Hodges, who at the time, whose husband was the mayor of Gary, decided that they needed an organization for women. They had the YMCA, but they did not have anything for the women in Gary. And we had just finished another pandemic. Isn't that ironic? They had just finished with the Spanish flu. They had finished World War I. They had finished with a strike at U.S. Steel. So there were a lot of things going on in the city of Gary, which had just been incorporated in 1906. So it was a young city, but they needed something for women to do also. So they went and raised money, but they didn't have quite enough. So what did they do? What did Cassie do? Like a lot of women do. She did a little pillow talk. And so her husband told her, hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. So she went and talked to the CEO of U.S. Steel, which was Albert H. Gary. And at that time, Albert H. Gary was in New York. What a lot of people don't understand is that Albert H. Gary, in whose name the city is named after, never lived in Gary. He lived in New York. And so she and Laura Seaman, whose husband is William Seaman, who we have a building named after, traveled to New York City. And when they went there, Albert Gary did give them the money to build, not to build, but to get the building that they needed to get the organization started, which all they wanted was $100,000. In today's money, that is $1.3 million. So they did get the money, and in 1920 they did start the organization. In 1922, they moved into 6 East 36th Avenue, which at that time was a furniture building. And they did open up, which became the YWCA. We're so excited because 100 years later, Michelle and I, who is our board president, we stand on those women's shoulders. And the YWCA is here because of our mission is about women empowerment and about racial injustice. And because we are here, we want to keep that movement going. So on tomorrow, we will celebrate. We're having a virtual masquerade fundraiser. We had planned to do everything in person, but of course, you always gotta have your plan B. So we're doing Plan B tomorrow at Majestic Star Casino Pavilion, and we want everybody to tune in. You can go to our website, www.ywcanwi.org, and you'll be able to find all the directions on how to get there. I just want to say, I want to thank all of our committee members who labored so hard to get this going. I want to thank my board of directors under the direction of Michelle Johnson, who's here with me. I want to thank our staff, who has been terrific with all of us. But most of all, I want to thank the community of Gary for being here for the YWCA for all these years. And I want you to continue to support the YWCA because it takes a lot of donations, it takes money to keep a place like that going. And the YWCA does need tender loving care, and with your support and with your donations, we can keep that going. Thank you.
Good afternoon, citizens of Gary. I'm Michelle Johnson, the board chair of the YWCA of Northwest Indiana, and we are turning 100 years old on tomorrow, October 31st, and we will be celebrating with our virtual gala. But before I go more into that, I really want to thank the citizens of Gary. The YWCA of Northwest Indiana is a non-profit organization. And the only money that we are given or that we have to service you are funds that you generously give us. We apply for grants, we have membership fees, but those fees come from the members, and those members are citizens of Gary. So thank you so very much for all of your decade-long efforts, for keeping us open for these 100 years, and we still need your support so that we can stay open for 100 more. What we're doing today is laying the foundation so that 100 years from now, somebody can stand here and say that they were able to go to the YWCA of Northwest Indiana, take swimming lessons, have their child have child care, have a Meals on Wheels, have physical and mental well-being. And so with that being said, I just want to thank you again. Please join us tomorrow at our gala. If you need more information, that is, you can find that on our website at www.ywcanwi.org. It is absolutely free, which is very hard to come by these days. So please join us tomorrow at 12 o'clock. Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle and Karen. If you all could stay for just a second, I actually have a proclamation that we prepared in recognition of the outstanding work that you both continue to do on behalf of the city as well as its citizens. If you don't mind, I'd like to read it to you and then present it. It's from the city of Gary on your 100th anniversary. On behalf of the citizens of Gary, we congratulate the YWCA of Northwest Indiana on 100 years of dedicated service to the community. I, Jerome A. Prince, Mayor of the City of Gary, do hereby proclaim Friday, October the 30th, 2020, as YWCA of Northwest Indiana Day. And go ahead and give it I just wanted to go further by at least expressing what your motto and what the vision or part of the vision of the YWCA is. It's eliminating racism, empowering women at the YWCA. And we certainly appreciate it. There's a mission here. It says eliminating racism, empowering women. YWCA is dedicated to eliminating racism and empowering women and promoting justice, freedom, and dignity for all. In testimony whereof I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the City of Gary to be affixed this 30th day of October 2020, and it's signed by me, Mayor, City of Gary. Thank you both.